In this ASPI analysis for Wednesday the 8th of October, we're back to boots on the ground being a major discussion point. There's been quite a lot of media interest today in comments from Prime Minister Tony Abbott speaking this morning because the Prime Minister changed slightly the language he used to talk about Australian personnel going to Iraq. Instead of ruling out any larger numbers of combat forces than the 200 already committed, Prime Minister Abbott said, look, let's see how our current operation goes before we make any decisions about that. And that's being read by the media as an indication that more boots on the ground may be in prospect. My own view is that it's time to stop using the term boots on the ground. We know already the Americans have in the order of 1,600 people in Iraq, and Australia will at some stage soon deploy the 200 mostly special forces for advising and assisting roles. One thing is clear though, and that is that if we are going to have any success in training the Iraqi military, the coalition is going to think about larger numbers of boots on the ground at some stage in the future. That's inevitable if a military result is going to come from it. And so I think the Prime Minister is probably right in refusing to rule an option out. But we have, at the first instance, to get our Special Forces troops deployed because they're still waiting in the UAE for that final signal from Iraq. The other point that I should mention today is what looks like a dire situation in the Syrian town of Kobane on the border with Turkey, which has come under heavy fire from ISIL forces, including with tanks over the last few days, and may soon be in a situation of urban house-to-house fighting between ISIL and Syrian Kurdish militia. I think it would be a very serious blow to the prospects for the international coalition if, even with American and coalition airstrikes, ISIL is able to take and hold the town of Kobane on the Syrian-Turkish border. So really the question that we'll have to ask ourselves in that circumstance is, what is a viable strategy for the coalition going forward? We're now approaching a situation where in the order of about 400 airstrikes over the last few weeks have been launched into Iraq and Syria. They seem to have effectively picked away at ISIL troops, ISIL vehicles, ISIL mortar teams. But we're not yet seeing a definitive plan to show what victory looks like for the coalition. And I think that's the thing which is going to have to be developed very clearly at some stage in the next few weeks.